Let's go, let's go, let's go. Baby, 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 baby. That's what I'm like, oh yeah. Esto me está todo bien.
Aquí está el podcast. Hoy realmente tenemos a una persona muy importante para mí.
Hola, hola.
Realmente es una persona que ha impactado mi vida, sobre todo en los últimos 4 años. Y en el último año, yo diría que los últimos 8, 9 a 10 meses, ha sido una persona en la que he podido apoyarme, tanto a nivel personal, como a nivel negocio, como a nivel mentoría, como a nivel coaching. Y quiero que tú hoy puedas aprender un poco de, no solamente quién es Bryce Thompson, sino realmente que puedas llevarte algunos principios y algunos valores los que él ha podido construir, todo el éxito que ha podido construir. Bryce Thompson es una persona con 27 años, ha podido generar por arriba de 20 millones en la industria de lo que sería el marketing digital, el marketing de afiliados, y es realmente alguien increíble que a su tan corta edad ha podido conseguir todo lo que ha conseguido, así que quiero que puedas escuchar un poco de él. So here we are, Mr. Bryce Thompson.
Mi hermano.
I just want all these people hearing to us and watching us in this podcast, we can say a bit of who Bryce Thompson is. Who is Bryce Thompson?
Nice. Sí. Mi amo is Bryce. My name is Bryce Thompson. I'm 27 years old. I grew up in a small city in Houston, Texas, Missouri City, Texas.
No, I'm not going to be translating.
Oh, okay, cool. Is we just gonna do subtitles?
Exactly.
All right, perfect. But yeah, I grew up in Missouri City, Texas. I went off to college at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. I did the traditional route all the way up until college, go to school, get a good job, to, ultimately live a simple life. But midway through college, I got introduced to, cryptocurrency, investing, entrepreneurship, all of these different things that I didn't know about before. That's when I decided, hey, going a traditional route isn't something that I want to do. I want to be a millionaire. I want to live a life, beyond just the simple route. So that's exactly what I did. And, it's been amazing. Right? It's been amazing ever since. 30 plus different countries I've spoken in. We could talk about the money is amazing, right? I've been able to do a lot for my family and people around me, but yeah, entrepreneurship is the way to go 100%.
Realmente es increíble el poder estar aquí con Bryce hoy. Como te decía, no solamente ha sido una de las personas más cercanas a mí en cuanto a lo que sería mentoría, coaching, todo lo que son hábitos, habilidades productivas, todo lo que he podido aprender de él en los últimos meses. Ha podido elevar mi vida, no solamente mis ingresos, sino a nivel personal. Yo te diría que un por 10 o un por 20 el último año. Realmente a mí me gustaría que puedas estar muy atento a esto que también le voy a preguntar porque es increíble, ¿no? So Bryce, I would like also to ask you, what was the key point where you stopped looking at yourself like the Bryce Thompson who was going to be making good money to the Bryce Thompson who was going to be a millionaire and really change not only your life but your family's life?
I realized that early on, like around 20 years old. I had already been exposed, and I seen people from my city. People like Travis Scott. People like a lot of the great basketball players that were around me when I was growing up. I saw them, make millions of dollars. I saw people like Travis Scott. He went to high school with my brother. Like I saw people like that come from where I come from, a small town in Houston, and make impact all over the world and be known all over the world. So I didn't know exactly what it was gonna be, but I knew when the opportunity presented itself, I was gonna go to the top, right? I was gonna be the very best that I possibly could be, and I was gonna make the most out of it. So when the opportunity to even be a millionaire presented itself, or to do all of the great things that I've been able to accomplish, I was already prepared and ready to make that happen. And that happened around 19, 20 years old.
That's crazy. That was at a very, really early age.
Absolutely.
And what would you say that kept you motivated, Because some people that must be listening to us today, they must be thinking oh, wow, making $10,000 a month must be the goal, $20,000 a month must be the goal. But you really kept going all the way up at a very young age, and you really never get comfortable with where you were already.
I really don't understand why most people are comfortable, because even for me, I'm closer to not having anything to having everything. I'm still closer to not having anything, right, than to having everything that I can possibly want in life. So I really, based off that, I just remained humble. I stayed humble, and I continued to put myself around people that had more than me, because here's the thing: you could be making a lot of money, but compared to who, right? Who are you really comparing yourself to? Are you making the most money in your house? household? Are you making the most money in your friend group? Or are you making the most money every room that you walk into? And if that's the case, you need to walk into different rooms, because the rooms that I'm walking in, I want to walk in the rooms where I'm not the richest person at the table. I'm not the richest person in the room. And the more you get into rooms like that, it's gonna motivate you. Understand that, hey, you know what? I can do more. I can have more. I can achieve more.
Yeah. I want to also, talk about your brand, your frames. How do you think? Why did you think you created accepted? Not only the frames or the clothing line or whatever, but the name. What does it mean for you? Because I know it means a lot, but I would like you to share it with the people.
Well, it's accepted is a matter of duality, and I consider myself, when I really look at myself as a brand, I embody duality. And basically with duality, it's you got two different sides, right? So for me, I really like to embody versatility and people understanding that, I can walk into a room with my suit and conduct business, and I can also, walk down the street dressed like this, right? Like a regular person. So for me, I think that, when you actually have versatility and you embody duality, like you attract any type of person, right? You can, attract professionals, you can attract kids. And I really want people to understand, not just from my brand or from the frames, but everything that I do, even my book, like the title of my book is Accepted. And I walk people through power of, being able to attract all different types of people. I want to be able to relate to not just one group of people that looks like me, but I want to relate to people that aren't where I come from or don't do exactly what I do. So, even when it comes to, my frames and other things that I do, I want, like, the person wearing these glasses, I want them to be a versatile person. I want them to, be somebody that embodies duality. Like I can wear these frames with casual clothes. I can wear these frames with a suit. Right, I can wear these frames, and play different characters as far as who I am as a person. So that's really what the brand is built around, and that's what I want people built around as far as who's wearing them.
Have you had up and downs in your career?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs, right? But I was just saying this earlier today. I've lost way more than I've won, right? I've lost more times than I've ever won. But my wins, like the wins that I have, the few wins compared to all of the losses that I have are so big and so abundant that people just forget about the losses. So, I think that when you look at somebody, you're only looking at them as far as the outcome, where they are currently, but you never really get to see the process. So, throughout my process, there's so many losses in between, but most people only get to see the wins.
That's great, brother. So we're coming to the end right now. But what would you say to the people that are watching right now or listening to us? What would you recommend if you were them in the position that maybe they have never been capable because of resources or maybe a lack of belief or whatever of jumping into entrepreneurship? Why would you think entrepreneurship is not only the way of winning, but is a way of living? The best life?
No, for sure. It's not the situation you're in, it's the situation in you. I believe that I've been to enough places around the world. I've been to some of the poorest countries in the world. I've been to some of the richest places around the world. I really believe when you really want something bad enough, you don't look at your situation, your circumstances, or, the lack of resources. You look at the resources you do have, and you figure out a way to make something out of that, right? Because everybody has a different advantage. Like somebody in the poorest country may have an advantage that I don't have. I don't come from the poorest country, but hey, here's the thing, there's people that are in the poorest country have an advantage not coming from like somewhere that's the richest place around the world. Because here's the thing, like in the United States, people in the United States, they're more accustomed, or people in Europe, they've seen luxury vehicles. They've seen, rich people. They've seen, nice houses. Like when you're selling a product or service or you're selling an opportunity, it's a lot harder to get people to see opportunity as something that can help them become successful because they've seen and been exposed to so much. Whereas somebody in the poorest country, $20, $40, $50 might change their life, right? Or they could feed their family for a week. When given an opportunity in some of these places, it's an advantage because they have so many people around them that need opportunity. So, but that's the mindset of looking at it like, okay, let me look at what I lack as my advantage rather than looking at what I lack as my disadvantage. If I don't have the resources, I can't let that be my excuse. I just got to become more resourceful. And, you know, like I said, it's not the situation you're in, it's the situation inside of you.
That's incredible, bro, to hear. Last question I want to make. I don't want to make it very long today, but, you know, there is a lot of people now in the entrepreneurship world that they want to create communities. Like, a lot of people are based on, I want to create a community for money. Maybe they want to sell coaching courses, right. Or maybe they want to sell, I don't know, they want to sell a fitness program, or they want to sell whatever, bets or sport bets or whatever. What would you say, whatever the niche is they want to focus on, what would you say should be the focus in a day-to-day basis? Because I always believe is who more than how. Is who is going to be able to achieve this success, you know, in a matter of building community.
Right.
So what would you say is the daily focus in terms of maybe habits or developing skills before being able to create a community? Because first you need to be someone in entrepreneurship, I believe, and develop yourself as much as you can before you can recommend others how to improve their lives.
No, 100%. Well, for one, I'll say this. Like, I got a different answer as far as routine is concerned. It's really hard to have a routine when you're really obsessed with achieving your goals in the process. Because I'll give you an example. It might be a routine for you to go to the gym at 7.
Bueno, y hasta aquí llegó la entrevista con Bryce, porque básicamente fue súper improvisada. Estábamos ahí en Colombia, en la ciudad de Bucaramanga, estábamos en un resort de lujo, guapísimo. Estábamos ahí disfrutando y dijimos, hey, ¿alguien tiene micro? Con unos micro inalámbricos, con la batería que quedaba, pues hicimos ese podcast cortito, ¿no? De 10 minutos. Esta ha sido la entrevista que yo te he querido dejar en el día de hoy y espero que realmente este podcast te sirva. Espero que le des like, que te suscribas al canal y le puedas dar a compartir, porque se viene mucho más contenido de valor. Nos vemos muy pronto.